It was silent by the time you clicked. Hello, hello, hello. It is Monday the 21st of December and it is finally time for the ZoomDown Grand Final. On tonight's show, we have Rob Foster.
Evening.
Callum Todd.
Hello.
Thomas Carey. Fred Wibley. George Armstrong. Stephen Reed. Fiona Titcomb.
Hello.
And last but not least, the Queen of Countdown herself, it's Susie Dent.
Hello.
Well, you're very, very welcome. I hope you're all very, very well. If it's your first time watching, this is the online Zoom version of Countdown. We started this in lockdown when the show was off air. It's 15 rounds. We match players by ability, and it's proven rather successful, Fiona.
Yeah, it has. Yeah, and we've reached the end of our second series tonight, and it's fantastic.
We have. I'll just remember to stop my recording there. That is for our upcoming ZoomDown documentary. That's a little behind-the-scenes action for you. Alan prepared a nice little trailer earlier. So we'll come to our players in a moment, but we will come to our very special guest, Susie Dent. Welcome to ZoomDown.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Brilliant to have you. We're incredulous. I imagine the community is incredulous. So thank you for lowering yourself to be with us.
Oh, don't be daft. No, it's great, and it's just nice to see some familiar faces as well, because it sounds naff, but it is such a community, isn't it, the Countdown community? We really miss our studio audiences, because particularly during the finals, you know, we would see a sea of familiar faces from previous finals and previous players, and we really missed that this year. So so it's actually great to see in my little boxes on my screen so many of you back again.
Well, that's good. She's talking about you, our famous YouTube audience, our famous, very, very clever audience, Thomas. They're good, aren't they? They're well above average, these lads.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, we seem to have a lot of newbies as well. So hi, people. We've a lot of people here, and great audience.
Well, that was probably partly your own appearance on the show today, Thomas, yourself and George. That was we had a few watching you, and you've got a shout out. But we'll talk about that in a moment. It's the ZoomDown final. We started back in early September, I think, George, wasn't it? So how many?
It's been a long old road since then, but we're finally at the end now.
So it's just the end of the summer now, and we're heading for what is today the shortest day or tomorrow? I can never remember.
It's today, yeah.
It's today, isn't it? So the days will get longer from here on in. So very exciting. We've had an amazing series. Just the standard, and we'll come to our stats man Stephen in a moment. He'll be able to give us some of the stats for this season, and they're mighty impressive. The two best players have made it to the final, so we will come to them. I suppose we will come to Rob Foster, our number one seed. How are you doing?
Hey, Paul. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Looking forward to this, showing your skills.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, well, you said it was the shortest day today, but it's felt like the
it has been like the longest. Yeah, you've been ready to early as well, were you?
Yeah, I'm just amazed to be here, to be honest.
Well, we're not, Rob, because you're a mighty fine player. So I hope you have a cracker of a game tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I think I've had 4 crucials on the way to this game, so
how people took you to crucials,
very, very different.
Given your number of points, how people actually took you to crucials, I'll never know. That's quite impressive.
Shows how good the standard is.
Very, 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 very good as well. So, like I say, I hope you have a great game, and we will come to your opponents. Callum Todd, welcome back to ZoomDown, the final.
Cheers. Yeah, it's good to be here.
Taking it in your stride as normal, Callum. Very relaxed. You've got your county colours out there, I see, tonight as well.
Yeah. I hope I don't live to regret that. I wouldn't want to let my county down. But
the Yorkshiremen never let their county down, do they? But it's in your blood.
Yeah. It works last time. I think the only other time I brought this out on ZoomDown was for that hyper special, and that went well. So.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. You were our hyper ZoomDown champion of Series 1. That was one of the specials that we did. You beat Damien Eady, I think, in that, wasn't it? Damien Eady got a horrible draw, Susie, to be paired against Callum Todd.
Oh, for those who are new to this and don't know Damien, he is our one-of-a-kind, brilliant producer. And had I known, I would have been lurking in the shadows. I had no idea he was doing this, but yeah, he's a brilliant individual.
He was, and I must say, sorry, Callum, we'll come back to you in a moment. But just as Susie mentioned, Damien, we'd all like to thank Damien, because Damien has been very, very good for ZoomDown and has promoted and the group. I mean all that. I just like to, thank him. As I said, his DNA is all over the show. People question the wording of that, but give it to Damien. But it's. He's been very, very important. He's been a fan. As I said earlier, from day 2, maybe not day 1. He sort of slagged us day 1. He was like, Damien always give you a bit of a slagging first, and then he's come around and he's been one of the first in the chat, and that support has meant so much to us. It's validated all our efforts, and it's got Susie Dent on our show, and it's been brilliant. Yeah. So we literally cannot thank him enough. He's been amazing.
Yeah, he didn't have to twist my arm too much, but yes, it was thanks to him. And hopefully, if he's not watching now, he will be very soon.
Yeah, he's having a night out with his daughter tonight. So he's enjoying that, and he look forward to. He's left us. He trusts us with you. He trusts us with you, Susie. Now, so he knows we'll treat you like the queen you are.
But it's anyway. Moving on.
I'm moving on. I know you're shy. You don't like to be. But Callum, yeah, you're looking forward to this tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always fun to play Rob. He's a nice guy. Always makes it fun, and you always learn something from him as well. So
he is. He's a countdown gent.
Well, we've got Callum's fan club in chat tonight. So.
Oh, are the Leeds boys in? I hope they're behaving themselves now. They'll be a Rob.
I think they're better tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a bit of a Rob fan club in too, so there's a bit of competition tonight.
All right. There you go, Rob. Nice one. You've rounded up the crowd. Very good.
Thank you.
How are the chat, George?
They're liking our looks. I've had some nice comments about my suit, and they like Fred's man bun. And then they're just thinking, what in the hell is Mouse wearing?
Can I say? I went Elmer the elephant on TV today. I thought I'd try a different animal.
Can I guess?
Well.
Oh. Yes, correct. He said deer, and it was correct.
Oh dear. Okay. Right. Well, yeah, it's been amazing. We'll come to our stats man, Stephen Reed. Welcome back to ZoomDown. How are you doing?
Thanks for having me again. I've seemed to have been placed into this role just by virtue of being the first one to make a spreadsheet about it.
There you go. That's sometimes all you have to do in life, isn't it? Just be there at the right time. Yep. That's.
Well, you alluded to these two being the two best players of the series.
Yeah.
And the stats certainly back that up. Between them, they've broken just about every record we have. So let's run through a few of them. They both had 6 games, 6 wins. Rob's got 774 points. Callum's got 724. Okay. So that's averaging 129 and 120 something a game.
Crazy, yeah.
Let's see, maxes. Callum's averaged 13 maxes a game. Yeah, which would normally be the best player in the series. Rob's averaged 14.
Yeah, crazy.
And still been taken to 4 crucials.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So remind us who took him to crucials.
Let's see. Crucials.
We know one of them. One of them's
the first heat game against Sam Kappelman Lines. That was despite Rob getting an unanswered 9.
Well, that's the countdown finalist you're talking about there, Sam.
That's Series 82 finalist. Sam got one of the numbers games to 4 to crucial. See, there was Rob's 4th game against our very own George. George certainly raised his game for that one.
He did. Played very well indeed.
And then Rob's quarterfinal and semi-final were both crucials, despite Rob getting 14 and 15 maxes in those games.
Right.
Then there's 9-letter words. You want 9-letter words? They've spotted 11 between them.
Yeah, go on.
That's every single one that was available. They spotted. Rob's got 7, Callum's got 4. Conundrums. They've both solved all 6. And I looked at the times for them. If you take out the slowest solve by each player, so Rob's slowest one was in his quarterfinal, I think. Poodlish. And Callum's slowest one was it was Committal in his 4th heat game. The other 10 conundrums were solved in a combined time of 21.75 seconds.
Very good. Yeah.
And then
very, very quick indeed.
Yeah, and the other one, now in the community, Rob's known as a letters specialist, and Callum's known for being pretty good on the numbers. They've both got 21 out of 24 maxes so far.
On the numbers?
On the numbers.
Wow.
Now, granted, Rob's liked one large. He's had it 14 times, and he solved 13 of them. And Callum's selections are, well, all over the place, really. He's single-handedly responsible for a quarter of the 3 large selections we've had this series.
He did, yeah. That's what there was a bit of a spate of that, wasn't there? Yeah, and some fancy stalls in there as well.
Yeah. And the last little one, you know Rob's semi-final where he maxed the game, got 120 points.
Yeah.
That's his lowest score.
There was a couple in the 140s, wasn't there? Yeah, he's had the highest one. Yeah,
in the 140s. Callum's had a 140. So all in all, it's going to be a very high standard game.
It sure is. It sure is. Well, thank you very much for those, Stephen. That's the tail of the tape. I hope that's got you excited. Somebody was saying about my sound being a little buzzy. Is it any better now?
I think it is, Paul, yeah.
Yeah, we're happy enough?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Right. Well, if everyone's ready, we'll get it. We'll make a start on this game. If everyone's ready. All good? Raring to go?
Yeah, good.
All good.
Good luck, guys. It's my tradition to say that before we start.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Indeed.
Very best luck, Callum.
Good luck, Rob.
Cheers.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay. So, Rob, as our number 1 seed, you are player 1, so it is your prerogative. Take it away.
Full consonant 3 R's, please.
Okay.
Oh, this is different.
This is
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't mess around.
No, when it eventually comes through. There we go. So your 4 consonants are T, C, N, G, O, E, and another E.
A vowel.
A.
And I'll have a vowel.
The final I, and that's ZoomDown. So, Rob.
An 8.
Okay, and Callum?
I was going to try a 9. Always off-putting when Rob doesn't have it, but...
What are you going to go for?
I'll play the game, not to play it. I'll go for the 9.
All right, Rob, you're 8.
Acetogen.
Acetogen, okay. You're 9, please, Callum.
Negotiate with a C instead of the middle T.
Ooh.
Oh, it's not there, I'm afraid. It has to be the 2 T's. Sounds French, does it? Négocier in French.
That's what it is, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, bad luck. Acetogen, brilliant. It is any anaerobic autotrophic bacterium that produces acetates by metabolism of carbon compounds. You have to know your microbiology for that one.
Oh, nice.
Very good.
What else could they have had there?
Yeah, there was one more 8 to add to the list, which is oceanite, and that's a geological term for any of various dark-coloured basalts rich in olivine, or olivine, whichever you choose. But yeah, both pretty tricky 8s, I would say. So very good for spotting one.
Very nice, Rob. Hard luck, Callum, but
Yeah,
that's
unlucky
the
Callum.
way Callum plays the game. He sees something, he goes for it. So
I think I was probably thinking of, I think novitiate you can have with the C in the middle.
Oh,
I think
You
yeah.
Negotiant as
sounded
well, I
very,
think.
maybe that's it.
Ah,
Negotiant.
man.
Yeah, you can have that.
And novitiate. They both that can be with the middle T or the C. So yeah, maybe that was what you were thinking
Oh,
of.
If I'd have seen it, I might have gone with it as well. So,
Yeah.
very unlucky.
Oh, lucky Callum.
Yep.
All right. Now, well, they're into the game. That's good. And it's going to be Callum.
Cool.
You're right.
I will also start with 4 consonants and 3 vowels, please.
DS R and D E O and I.
Let's have a vowel, please.
U.
Another vowel, please.
And the final E. And that's ZoomDown. So, Callum
7.
and Rob.
Probably my time to push it too far, but I think 8.
Okay, Callum, you're 7.
Orides.
How are you spelling that?
Oreides.
All right. Okay, and Rob.
Dooderies.
Nice.
Duderies.
Doodery Susie.
Yes, dooderies. This was a fairly new one on me. Yeah, doodery is the same as dudism, which I did know, and that's just the quality of being a dude. So, strictly speaking, I'm not sure how often you're going to find dooderies, but it is in the dictionary, and it's really good for 8. Well done.
Very well played, Rob. Very good. Very well played indeed. So, were there any of those in the chat? Anybody getting any of those first 2 rounds?
Hazel got dooderies. I think a
as
few people
did
got
Connor.
the
Yeah.
8.
Brilliant.
A couple tried
Yeah.
residued, I think, but
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
And a few tried negotiate as well with the C.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just me.
I don't think residue is in my dictionary has helpfully frozen.
I can
okay.
say it's not. But
Okay.
apologies, everybody.
No, it's good that you've seen it. Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me go in. Anyway, I'll relaunch it.
we've got a numbers round to get it sorted. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And on that note, it's going to be Rob. Your numbers.
Can I have 1 large, please?
1 large. Okay. Ringer off. Yeah, ringer was off. My phone was going a little buzzy there. So, your numbers are 5, 8, and 9. 4, 1, and 100. And your target 6, 9, 6. Okay, so Rob 696
696.
and Callum,
Yep, 696.
your way, please, Rob.
8 minus 1 is 7.
Equals
Times the 100.
700.
Take off 4.
4. Callum.
I couldn't find a very interesting way, but I'll do it a bit differently just to
Go
spice it up. So 100 minus 9 minus 4 is 87.
87, yeah.
And times that by 8.
And times that by 8 for 696. Very nice.
Yeah, nice.
Very lovely. Both 10 points. Cool. She on the board.
Oh, I thought you were going to come to me.
Sorry, were there any others?
Well, you were saying apparently I was meant to be doing the numbers job. Yeah, a few people got things like that in chat. There's 29 times 24 was a method. If you wanted the interesting way, Callum, you should have done 100 plus 9 times the 4 for 436. Take the 1 for 435, and then times 8 and divide by 5 gets you the answer.
Oh, times 1.6, my word. That's a way
Not in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Very
Wasn't
nice.
possible without the 100, and yeah, you did the. Yeah, well done.
Well done if you got it that way at home. Very well done if you got it that way.
Why would you?
Scores 26 to 10, and we are into round 4. Callum, your next letters.
Okay, 4 consonants, 3 vowels, please.
Okay. Thanks to Charlie for getting Apterus back up and running. Twice today, because it was a little bit of panic. So thank you very much to Charlie Reams. If you don't know what Apterus is, apterus.org. That's where all of us pay £20 a year to play lots, to play as much countdown as we want, and you can play against all the famous players.
And it has a free trial if you don't want to pay the
And there's a free trial, exactly. But 20 quid, sure, it's cheaper than a round of golf. Right, so it was a 4 and 3, Callum, wasn't it?
Yes, please.
Yes.
You
Okay.
just call me Connor. I'll take that.
Initially, I did. Sorry about that. D R T D A O and A.
One more vowel, please.
E.
And let's try a consonant, please.
And the final K, and that's in there. So, Callum.
Just 6 for me.
Rob.
Yeah, 6.
Yours, please, Callum.
Karate.
Karate. Yes. Rob.
Dotard.
And retard.
Dotard.
Oh, dotard. Right.
Similar.
I was like, okay, retard. I didn't see retard. It sounded like retard. It's like dotard.
I don't think we've got the letters for that, Paul.
No.
Dotard. What's a dotard, Susie, when it's a...
Dotard is somebody who's in their dotage, so it's somebody who's considered kind of feeble in mind and spirit.
Okay.
Yes. And it's pretty old. It's from the 14th century, I think.
Oh,
So-
nice. We like an old insult.
Yeah, we do.
Vintage insult there, yeah.
Exactly.
Donald Trump was called a dotard, wasn't he?
Yeah,
By,
that's by Kim
North
Jong-un.
Korean leader.
Thank you.
And 6 was pretty much, I think, the best that you could do. There were lots of them actually. Darted, adored, traded, etc. But no better than 6.
Cool.
For the
Excellent.
sake of Reese, here's your full list, so he doesn't have to asterisk anything.
There you go.
Wait, we've got Susie. We don't need this. We have Susie.
They always have backup.
32 to 16. Okay, and it's round 5. Rob, back with you.
4 consonants, 3 vowels, please.
Okay, WG GT I E and A.
A consonant.
B.
And a vowel.
final eye on that ZoomDown. So, Rob.
7.
Callum?
7 not written down.
Okay, you have yours written down, Rob?
Yep.
Okay, yours, please, Callum.
Gigabit.
Gigabit.
Yeah, I tried gigabit as well.
I used to gigabit. Been a while.
Yeah, as for all of us. Gigabit is brilliant, yes. Equal to 1,000 million bits, pretty much. Around anyway, but it's very good for 7, and that's the best that you could have done.
Okay, very well done. Hope we got that in the chat. I was on baggy. You can have baggy for 6 like a baggy.
Baggy.
I.e.
You can, yeah. Small. It's North American for small plastic baggies for storing food.
Yeah.
A West Bromwich Albion fan.
Exactly, the baggy.
Food.
So 6 is 7, sorry. 39 to 23.
Paul, your sound's breaking up just a little bit.
What do you mean breaking up?
It's kind of going.
Is it really? Has it been doing it all the way through?
No, not all the way through. It's just started doing it again. Like there's some interference, but
Okay. Is it still doing it?
sounds all right at the moment.
Sounds good.
Does it sound okay? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. No idea what that is. Final gremlins, things that you just don't know. Okay, so the score is 39-23. We're into round 6. Callum, your first numbers.
I want to increase my 25% stake in the free large selection, please.
3 large prospecting, eh? Okay. Your numbers are 8, 2, and 3. 25, 50, and 100. And your target 4, 3, 3. So 4, 3, 3. Callum.
Yeah, I've got 433.
And Rob.
433.
All right, Callum, take it away.
100 divided by 25 is 4. Add that to the 50.
54.
Times that by 8.
That is 432.
And 3 minus 2 gives you 1 to add on.
And add it on, 433. Very nice. Rob?
I did 100 plus 50 multiplied by 3.
100 plus 50 times 3.
625. And add the 8.
Add the 8. Very nice. 433. Very good. 10 points each, Mouse. Come to you.
Yeah, quite a few different ones in chat. Mostly similar things. The stupid method was 100 times 25, add 50 for 2550, divide by the 3 and the 2, and then add the 8. But
divide by the 3 and the 2. What do you mean?
Yeah.
3 times 2, so yeah.
2 over 6, okay.
Yeah, lots of different ways to do that. Well done. If you spotted it, 54 8s, add 1, another common way.
All right, okay. Lost that way, but anyway. All right, very good. So our scores are 49 to 33. That is that's traditional. Susie, we take a little break after round 6. This is what we do, just to
This for my origins of words.
Sort of, yeah. It's kind of, we do it just to sort of like put the pressure a little bit on the players, so sort of pretend to give them a break, but really sort of put the pressure a little bit on them.
Ah.
But there's so much to talk about because it's been such an interesting time for our sport. I think it's. I mean, people ask me how we started this, and chatting to Zubair earlier on, he was like, remind them you've been watching Countdown since the year dot, and it's been, Countdown's had such a mad journey, and this seems to be a very big week for it. And getting back to Damien about having Colin, I mean Nick going, and then Colin's first show today. Well, it does feel like a real time of change, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I guess I and the clock have been through this a few times before, and it always is, it can feel a little bit unsettling. I mean, not least because I'm really going to miss Nick. He's got his own inimitable style in terms of gently or not so gently putting the contestants down, shouting out conifers at the top of his voice on for his first show, I think, because he was so excited about getting one. And not just that, he's a very, very kind and generous person. So I will really miss him. And, it's never easy moving from one person to another. But Colin, he was amazing, because anyone who knows Colin knows that he has wanted to present Countdown since he was about, 15, 20. Ever since I've known him, which has been quite a long time, it's something he's talked about a lot. He loves Countdown. He watches it the entire time. I know from sitting next to him how competitive he is. He's got to get them out. He won't have any help on the letters. And he just absorbs himself with the game and becomes totally focused on what he's doing. So natural choice from that point of view, and he did it brilliantly, and his energy and his excitement, I think, just sort of shone through. I didn't watch it today because I never ever watch myself back on anything, but I did see a clip of him doing it today, that Damien sent, and I think he was absolutely brilliant.
He was brilliant, wasn't he? Yeah, he was brilliant. Yeah. And it came that, as you say, that enthusiasm comes across. And when we're all going to miss Nick, as you say, Nick very much had his own style, and some people really liked Nick. Other people sort of maybe had other favorite presenters, but Nick was he didn't like nines. When you got a 9, he'd be like, as if, oh, you're a bit lucky there, kind of. You're like, no, it's part of the game, Nick. You're like, it does seem a little unfair to get the 18 points. He never liked you to get that 18 points. He always thought seemed to be a little harsh on the other fella.
I know, because he was always looking out for the person who didn't quite get it. And I also love the fact that he was always, with the conundrum, he was always rooting for the person who was going to lose the game. The person who couldn't quite catch up, if they got the conundrum, you could see the pleasure on his face, because he said, yeah, that really matters. I'm glad you got that. So whoever comes next will have a big chair to fill, and also a brilliant chair to fill. I mean, it's had so many wonderful people, on it. And the thing I will always say about Countdown, though, is that it's not the presenters, it's not us, it is the format. You just look at you guys, how you are totally in love with the format, you're passionate about it. And for
one thing we didn't change, Susie, we changed most things. We couldn't change that. That's kind of sacrosanct. Really.
Yes. Exactly. And I have to give a shout out to Marcel and Jeannie Stellman, who brought the format over from France, and we owe them everything. And every time I'm sitting on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown and I look at the audience laughing their heads off, but I will also see them desperately trying to crack the numbers round or come up with the longest word. You just can't help yourself. So the show will go on, because the format will go on no matter who is there around it.
And that's, as you say, and I think Colin, I watched today, and I had seen a little bit of clips because I know all the guys, and they'd sent me some things over WhatsApp not to be shared and all that sort of stuff. So I'd seen little previews of what he was going to be like, and he was brilliant. And the whole Facebook group today were unanimous in their praise. Really, he was. And some people say, "Oh, I'm not sure about Colin Murray. I don't want a sports presenter." And I was like, "Give him a chance. Wait till you see his enthusiasm for the game and how he makes the players feel." And he was brilliant with George and Mouse today, and I'm sure Should be the same with the other boys tomorrow. And
yeah, well, he's genuinely really interested in where you're coming from, but not just that, he's actually seen you guys play, so he knows, you know, he knew just what a competition it was going to be, and that also really excited him, which was great.
Not sure he remembers me. I think because he had me on a show. I'm not sure he remembers he was on my show.
Well, I will ask him.
But because I have some funny Colin Murray stories. I remember when I was trying to do a particularly hard sum, and all I could hear was Colin going, right, Susie, right, I'm going to get this right. I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to do this. And I looked over and he was like, "What's Paul looking at, Susie?"
That's what I mean.
Trying to do really hard sums here, Colin. Like.
Yes, he is so competitive and gets so cross with himself if he doesn't get it right. But you know, that's how much he cares about the game. So so that's brilliant. But
I'd say he's a one take man as well, isn't he? Because he's used to doing stuff live, isn't he? He's used to, you know, you 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, and actually lots of presenters who sit next to me in the corner, or who I sit next to, they will say it's much easier doing stuff live. Because you just, you know, we were talking earlier actually before we came on air how if someone tells you the question they're going to ask you on a show, it almost makes it more difficult because you feel the pressure's on to come up with some incredibly witty riposte. Whereas actually live, it's just spontaneous, and it just somehow feels a lot easier. So I think
change it, so you just go for it. You just say what you're going to say, and that's how me and Callum do the Countdown podcast, which we would love to get you on for someday. That would be.
I'd love that. I love podcasts. I genuinely would.
We do it with a little bit of it. You can speak to Damien about it, because we sort of trialed doing it with this audience, with this sort of live audience, handpicked, of course, no mess. But to do it with this, and then to sort of have a few maybe questions from the audience at the end.
I love Q&As and that kind of thing. But I love podcasts.
About it to see how I think he enjoyed his experience, Callum, didn't he?
Yeah. He did say he seemed to enjoy it. He liked doing it. I think he
was a bit worried about what we were going to ask him, but then he was cool about it afterwards. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, there was
brilliant.
I was reluctant to ask him. I thought he'd be sick of them, but I think he just seems surprised and quite pleased that people care. You know, and he's been in the game for so long and he's still passionate about it.
And how
that word is key, Callum, I think, as well. Passion as well. I mean, that's what Colin showed, and it's what you show, Susie. I mean, you have just a love of words that is so infectious. If you didn't like words and then you heard you speak for 5 minutes, you'd start to like words. You know, it is very infectious, and I think that for the game, you are looking to build up that, you know, that excitement of it, and Colin very, very much does that, and that's what I'm.
He definitely does, as does Rach with the maths, because I don't know if you saw, we did a few celebrity countdowns, just a very short series, which Colin was on, in fact, and I think Colin won. It was funny because we didn't have a sort of final as such, but anyway, he told me he won, so I will believe him. During those, Rachel gave a few maths tips and a few maths strategies, and after all the time I've been sitting in Dictionary Corner staring at the maths board, a few of them were eye openers for me. So I'm getting a lot better at the maths. I mean, obviously nothing like you guys, but yeah, it gives me great pleasure. So even after all this time, I'm still learning stuff.
It's those little tricks, isn't it? Yeah, I remember there was a kind of masterclass she did this sort of like the 302 method and stuff, which I I understand it. I don't look for it. So some of these boys are very good exponents of those methods. But Countdown's just been great. I mean, and we can finally talk about now. What I wanted to talk about was the Series 82 final, Luke versus Sam, because I mean that's been broadcast now, so we can talk about it and say congratulations to Luke Johnson Davies, Series 82 champion. What did you make of Luke?
Oh, I just think. With all of these, it's very difficult not to kind of speak in cliches, because you just I mean, obviously you might have an inkling as to who's going to win. You might even have a favorite, but ultimately the kind of the strength and the quality of the game is such that nobody genuinely should lose. When it gets to that level, is actually, I think, really sad to let someone go, and I mean, we're not letting them go because they stay part of the Countdown community, but I know just how much it matters. And Sam was such a gent. Well, they were both such a gent, actually, and I'm just sorry that we couldn't have, you know, everybody there in the studio just to kind of cheer everybody on, because it's not the same. And as I said to you before, when everyone is in the studio, there's such an electric atmosphere, because you know,
it's brilliant. It is. I'm a little sorry that they couldn't really have that, what it would have been like like in yesteryear.
No, and we couldn't gather around him and just sort of, hand the trophy and things. It was just, it did all feel very different, but at least we got it done. I mean, it was pretty amazing that we have been in studio, brilliantly controlled by ITV, I have to say.
That was September, Susie, September 2019.
Oh, was it? Blimey.
He started his run because it was at the finals, and that's when I met all these guys. I was invited as the standby contestant.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you will remember this really well.
Yeah, I remember all those, and I met all these guys, and we formed a big sort of group chat after that, and that's basically what started ZoomDown, was just having all these sort of very, very talented people in the one group. Where we said, well, I'll do this job and you do that job, and someone can do this job, and we had all those people. So it was it's been a massive. It's 15 months obviously, but it just feels like such a long time. It feels like a world ago, doesn't it? Really, that.
Yeah, and it's madness. But did you how did you feel about the repeats going out of some classic games during lockdown? How was that?
The what was that? The 30th birthday championship.
Yeah, we had a few of them actually. Or were you really perturbed by the fact that we didn't have any new ones going out? I didn't actually ask people how they felt.
Well, I think that was partly why we started ZoomDown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And because we thought there wasn't new stuff coming out, so we thought we'd do it.
And we thought we might get a bit of a crowd because Countdown's off the air at the moment. Maybe people need their sort of countdown fix, and it might help us really. But then it was. And then we got good numbers. It was meant to be originally this was meant to be just a demonstration on how you play Countdown with your mates over Zoom.
Yeah.
So someone get a whiteboard. It doesn't have to be a big, massive whiteboard, but someone just get a half-size whiteboard, and someone can be Susie, and someone can be Rachel, and someone can be Nick. That was kind of our shtick, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then it just proved popular, really. And we all sort of kept our jobs that we did at the start, really. So it was.
It's brilliant. It's great when you have a sort of oasis like this. I mean, as you can tell, my sense of time is completely gone. It's kind of Blur's day every day sometimes, but being able to go into studio has been brilliant, because I think we all felt very bereft as well without it. So and to have your community there just carrying it on, I think is brilliant. That's what I mean. It will always go on because the format will just always be a winning one, I think.
And I think we all feel it feels like we're all part of the one community now, Susie. As well, this has been brilliant to have yourself on our little show like this, and for Damien to sort of take such an interest in it, and it feels like we're all part of one big family now. Yes. I think that's important for the health of the game and the future of the game, I think. So the invite extends to Colin. Anytime Colin wants to come on ZoomDown, tell him. He's
he'd love to, but you'd probably be on for 4 hours because he's so enthusiastic.
Us Nordies like to have a bit of this. Yeah, we do. We like to have a bit of a chat. So.
Good. I will definitely pass that on.
And Nick, of course, as well. Nick.
Yes.
Nick, ever fancies it? Tell him we would love to have Nick. He'd be brilliant.
Oh, because he's going to be with us for some time still. He's not going anywhere imminently. So
Damien said he's in great form now. He knows he's leaving.
Yeah, I think he's really suffered with the loss of an audience as well, because Nick definitely feeds off an audience, and
yeah, he does.
That's made a big difference to him. So he's going to miss it for sure. But also I know during lockdown just how happy he was in his workshop. He set up a workshop. He was doing all sorts of things, and he said, "You know what? Is it awful? I'm really loving this."
They love their shed, Susie. We do.
Well,
I started this in a shed in Dublin, and now we moved. But we love our sheds. You see, it's a man thing. I don't know what it is. Tinkering and get the spanners out and stuff like that. Is it?
Oh, yeah, I don't mind a bit of that actually, but I definitely don't have a woman cave. Anyway.
I was doing well until we moved, but yeah, I'll get one in my next house. That's on the tick list for new house. Must have a man cave.
Excellent.
Potential man cave, anyway. But anyway, thank you very, very much for that. That was fascinating. And we'll talk a little bit later, I suppose, but we will get on with this game. Unless, Stephen, have you any stats first? Do you want me to come to you?
Well, there is one potential milestone at the end of the game.
Yeah.
This series, 49 of the conundrums have been solved. There were 50 last series.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone gets a conundrum here, that'll be the 100th solved one.
Wow, very nice. Like round numbers like that, don't we? Very good. Right, how's the chat looking, George?
Yeah, chat good. I've not been paying attention. I was just taking my jacket off. They are behaving themselves, which is very nice to see.
It's the Susie effect. Susie, you have that effect, a nice calming effect on them. This is
Oh, that's good.
Worth mentioning as well, we have absolutely smashed our viewer total tonight, and we're edging ever so close to 200 subscribers, and I'm sure we could get there at the end of tonight. Hint.
So if you enjoyed it, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell other people about it. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to attract the more sort of general countdown crowd, really, rather than the sort of us the hardcore community. So, but we're not all hardcore. The games, they're not all these standard. We put on games at every level, as long as they're close. That's our main objective. So if anybody wants to apply for next series, let me know. You'll get me on Facebook. Paul Anderson's my name. Facebook is my preferred method of communication. So
yeah, I'll just stick a message in the chat, whatever. Well, somewhere where you can find it. Reply to our Twitter at ZoomDown, no, live ZoomDown, or just whatever. We'll figure it out.
We are our Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at live ZoomDown. We will be taking submissions for Series 3 directly as soon as this series has finished. So tonight, well, we may be looking at them tonight, but we are looking for a lot more inclusiveness from women, I suppose, Fiona. We had quite a few last time, but the more the merrier. We're always looking for
yeah,
for new
always good to get a better balance if we can. Yeah,
it is, of course it is. Yes, it is. So anybody, it doesn't matter what your level, if you fancy having a go at this and you can chat, that's what we like, because we like a bit of chat as well, you see. So get in touch. January will be very much about the special, so it will be very much for the best of the best. You will see the best letters players play Goat Down, which is where you choose 8 letters and then you get to pick your 9th. You've got 5 seconds. You've got 5 seconds to pick your last 9th letter. Rob is a great exponent of this, aren't you, Rob? One of the best.
I love a bit of Goat Down. Yeah.
You like a bit of Goat Down, and then we're also going to have a numbers tournament for the other. So that's just going to be letters only, and then the numbers tournament will be numbers only. Be no letters, Susie. I don't know if you'd like that one.
I'm not so sure either, but yeah, I don't know. With my new math skills, you never know.
There you go. Well, we'll see.
No, honestly, they're not that great.
So that's January, and then we will be starting our new series on the start of February, and I will be up very first game. I've agreed to play that very first game, so tune in for that.
Woohoo.
We'll get on with this game. So what have we got? 16 points in it. Hope you haven't forgotten. It's been quite a while now since we played, so it's going to be round 7. Rob, your letters.
Yes, 4 consonants, 3 vowels, please.
4 and 3. Okay. So it can be a little bit slow sometimes when you let it sit. All right, and your letters are M and N. L and R. U. E. And A.
A vowel.
A vowel is an I.
And a vowel.
And a final E, and that's ZoomDown. So, Rob?
8.
And Callum?
Yeah, 8 as well.
Yours, please, Rob.
Relumin.
Relumin, okay. And you're the same
word, I think.
Yep. I see that.
Relumin.
That's fine.
We go to Susie for the proper pronunciation of that. I'm not sure how we say that.
Well, it is actually it's easier to say relume, which is what this is a variant of. But yes, it's relumin. But it's got a bit of French and a bit of classical Latin in there as well. And it simply means, it's very beautiful. It means to rekindle or relight, which is lovely. Which is what we all need to do to our lives. So relumin, excellent for 8.
What was the one I was going to? I would have been risking lumière, the French word lumière. It's not in, no.
No, only as the surname of Auguste Marie Louis Nicolas Lumière, who were pioneers of French cinema.
And you have Sonny Lumiere, it shows.
We have
as well.
Sonny Lumiere, exactly, and
the candlestick in Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done, guys.
Points for me, that one.
It doesn't matter where you get your culture from, Rob.
Absolutely.
So very nice, lads. 2 good 8. We're 1 good 8. We're good. And 57 to 41. Okay, and we're into round 8. Is Callum, your letters.
Stick with the 4 consonant, 3 vowel, please.
Okay.
Eventually.
When we can, exactly. And your letters are Q and S. P and W. A. U. And E.
Let's try a vowel, please.
O.
And finish with a consonant, please.
And the final R. Okay, so Callum
7.
and Rob.
7.
Yours, please, Callum.
Opaques.
Opaques, yeah.
Yeah, I got the same.
Same one, Rob. Opaques.
Yeah, I think Rob even got the other option as well, which is opaquer. Yeah, both very good for 7. I think opaque's known more to women because we talk about opaque tights.
Right. Is that okay? Right.
Yes, because I think the opaque that is used in film photography is a mass noun, so you can't put the S on that, but you can for tights, so that's good.
Good old mass noun, Susie. Yeah.
Yes, good old mass nouns. So yeah, very good for 7, and 7 was the best.
If Connor had his way, that we would have spent the whole time chatting to you about judgments on the dodgy mass nouns.
I know it's a really
Connor wanted
tricky
some
one.
definitive judgments from Susie Dent. I was like, come on, we only have Susie Dent for one night, Connor. We can't spend chatting about mass nouns all night.
Oh, it's really tricky because sometimes, the dictionary will say no, and then you look at the example sentences and it might mention the plural of a mass noun, but that's because the dictionary is not a countdown per se dictionary. It's it's an English dictionary, so
Yeah.
it's for general usage as well. But I can understand Connor's frustration.
No, he was just being cheeky, asking for definitive judgments. That's all.
Oh, sorry, Connor.
Yeah. Get them some other time, Connor. Maybe on the podcast, Susie, if we can take some, maybe take a few rapid
Yes.
fire ones at the end. That's
Good
fine.
grief, I need some whiskies before that one.
We'll provide the whiskey, Susie. We will.
Okay, brilliant. You're on.
So that was a 7 each. 48 to 60. 47 to what was it?
I've got 48.64.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, we're into round 9, which is going to be the next numbers, Rob.
1 large, please.
1 large. Okay. Going back to Luke, Susie, he managed to survive Rachel's "Are you sure?" on the 1 large for so way through the series until the very final, and then he went, "Okay, go on then." 6-4.
Yes. She will always do that. She will always coax people on that one. She says strategic.
Yeah, and she's hard to refuse when she does it. She looks at you like that. It's hard to kind of go, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yes. She's like, I must just say at this point, you're 20 points behind. Yes, she is. And yeah, I remember that now. I think I as you say, I've got the months of my year have just become a bit of a blur. But yeah, she's very good at those strategies, and it usually pays off, I have to say.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I just thought Luke would have been on for some sort of stubbornness record for refusing all the way through. So. Anyway, right. 9,
Hard to
2, and
do.
9 are your numbers. 9, 2, 9, 1, 7, and 100. And your target 5, 6, 0. So, Rob.
560.
And Callum.
560.
Your way, please, Rob.
9 plus 1
Is 10.
times by 2.
20.
100 take 20 is 80.
Equals 80.
Multiplied by the 7.
560. Callum.
I got the 80 by just doing 9 times 9 minus 1.
There we go.
Makes sense.
The LNAFP
Correct.
equals 80. This was a term invented by Callum Todd. He'll explain what the definition is for you, Susie. LNAFP, Callum?
Large numbers are for pussies.
So you don't
I'll
know.
pass that one on as well.
Yeah, just save that big one. Save the big one and try just get it without using the big one. That's the
Got
hardcore
you.
version.
That is hardcore.
I think Graham had a variant of it as well, like little numbers are for pros, which I think is a bit more friendly for the watchers.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that one we can use on the show.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the legacy you've left, Mr. Todd.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, the only solution there that wasn't just make an 80 somehow and multiply it by the 7 is another LNAFP, and it is 9 times 7 take 1 for 62 times by 9 and add the 2.
All right, yeah, 558 plus 2. Very nice. 7458, Fiona, that's what you have. Yeah.
Yep.
Put that up there. That's better. You can see the scores better now. Still at 16 in it, and we're into round 10, Callum.
4 constants, 3 vowels, please.
4 and 3. And they are DS, L, and X, U, I, and U.
Let's try another vowel, please.
E.
And we'll finish with a consonant, please.
And a final N, and that's soon enough. So Callum.
Just 6.
And Rob.
Tempted by a 7. I'll try the 7.
Okay, you're 6 then, Callum.
Unisex.
Unisex, very nice. Rob, you're 7.
Nidulus.
How are you spelling that?
Nidulus.
Oh, there's nodulus. And I can see, I don't know if you're thinking of anything to do with nests, like nidification and that kind of thing. So I can imagine that nidulus might mean nest-like, but it's not in, I'm afraid, Rob.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
fine.
Sorry.
That's really unlucky, Rob. That sounds like a very plausible.
Yeah,
It does.
It
does.
No one normally, the dictionary normally doesn't say no to Rob. Susie.
No, and I bet if I look it up in the OED, in the Oxford English Dictionary, which luckily I can just open up here, quite often these words will be in. So I will look it up for you. Oh, it's not actually. I don't know if that makes it worse or better. Nodulous, but not
That's what I
nodulous.
expected. Don't worry.
Sorry.
It's a definitive judgment. That's what we like.
Yeah, sorry. I was trying to make
It's
you feel
the
better.
debate that kills you. You see, it's the sort of, the sitting on the fence that kills you.
Yeah.
You should
So
do
very well.
Susie.
You should what?
You should do VAR.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
Would be-
Yeah,
Well,
you get to
people hate me
celebrate
forever.
twice. So they look all quite rude ones, Susie, tonight, and this unisex and nudies and undies and
Yes, they do. Yes, whenever I see undies, I always remember this is for old school countdowners who used to watch right at the beginning. Richard Stilgo he used to make anagrams of people's names, and Susie Dent was always E.T.'s undies.
he was great at those, but I loved that. I liked that from the early days of the show. He was brilliant. He was a big part of that sort of initial early format, I think.
Yeah, he really was. And he came up with these really quickly anyway. Yeah, so that's what occurs to me every time I see undies, I'm afraid.
Okay, we'll all think of that now. All right. So, Callum 6 takes it, catches you up, puts you back within striking distance, 74-64. And we're into round 11. Rob.
4 and 3, please.
4 and 3 again. We have CV7 and all that. These are kind of the sort of the nomenclature we have for ZoomDown selections, Susie. That would be, Thomas's would be that, it's where it would be consonant vowel up to the 7th.
I see, got you.
And then choose your last 2. So.
Much quicker. We don't have cameras trying to catch up, that's the thing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. RZ S and T O E and another E.
Have a vowel.
I.
And a final vowel.
And the final I. So, Rob, how'd you get on?
7.
7. And Callum?
I'm going to risk a 7.
Okay, yours, please, Rob.
Zoisite. Zoisite.
Just going to ask you how to spell that. Zoisite, okay. Callum?
No, mine is 0 eyes. I made it up.
0 eyes, you think? Okay.
Yeah, you didn't make this one up. And actually, I'm sure we've had this on Countdown before because it sounds really unlikely, but it is in the dictionary. It means to adjust an instrument or device to give a 0 reason. So if you put something on the scales and you want it to go back to 0, yeah, that's what you are doing. So that's a really good 7. And likewise, zoisite, Zoisite, is a greyish white or greyish green crystalline mineral. Consisting of calcium and aluminium. So both excellent.
Very good indeed. Very nice. So, yeah, a bit more belief in yourself there, Callum. You weren't making it up, let's say.
Well, I think I did. I just wasn't the first person to make it up.
Well, that's it, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people popularised it. Okay. So, that is a 7 each. 71 to 81. And we're into round 12, which is Callum, your last letter selection of this ZoomDown series.
I'll be boring and stick with the formula. Just 4 consonants, 3 vowels, please.
All right. Getting emotional now. Oh, nearly there.
How quickly the series grows up.
It does, I know. Yeah.
He'll be off to uni at some point.
And C. H. L. It's like a chemical formula, that, isn't it? Okay. O. E. And O.
Let's have a vowel, please.
A.
And I'll have another vowel, please.
Okay, and a final E, and that's ZoomDown. So, Callum.
7.
Okay, and Rob.
Yeah, 7.
Yours, please, Callum.
Echelon.
Echelon. Rob.
K-Loan.
And K-Loan.
Yes,
Hey.
both absolutely brilliant. Echelon, love the sound of that. It's very euphonious. And K-Loan is a substance in biochemistry secreted like a hormone, but which inhibits a physiological bodily process. Both excellent.
Very nice. What was that word you used yourself there? Euphonious.
Yes. Have I made that up? I've just, as I said it, I thought, no, it means pleasing to the ear. So it's a bit like mellifluous.
Yeah, no, it's a nice word. It's actually pleasing to the ear itself. It's one of those words.
It is. Anything beginning with EU means something good.
Speaking of that,
Very political there, Susie. Well,
no, oh yes, absolutely.
let's not go there.
Callum, you went for a final vowel. Were you fishing for a U?
I knew I was fishing for something. I couldn't remember what it was. That was the one. I knew E for echelon, I for helicon, I think, and I knew there was something better.
Yeah, I think U gives 8.
Yeah,
I'll see a 9.
Eulicon, isn't it? But,
That's it.
Nice,
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have actually got it if it came up. So it's maybe a good thing that it did. I'm sure.
Harder reading those Greek letters, isn't it?
It has a much nicer kind of normal name, vernacular name, which is candlefish.
Oh, right.
I think that's nicer than eucalon personally.
Eucalon. So that's like, it's basically echelon with a U in before the C, is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, it's you.
It changes the sound of that word completely, doesn't it? From a euphonious word, or whatever you said the word, euphonious word to a non-euphonious word. Yes.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Get my lips around. That one was hard. Okay, so we're into round 13, and that's a 7. 88, 78. Round 13, Rob. The last letters.
Okay, can I have 4 consonants, 3 vowels again, please?
Okay. Come on. Bit slow. A little bit slow.
A little bit. There we go.
Go. And your letters are NJ, S, F, O, I, and U.
Try a vowel.
A.
And a final vowel.
Lots of vowels tonight. Final O. So Rob.
6.
6. And Callum?
6 as well.
Yours, please, Rob.
Son of a.
Son of a. Don't finish that. Yeah. And Callum?
Nice one. I wasn't sure of the spelling of that, so I swerved it. I just had fusion.
Fusion, yeah.
Yes, son of a is definitely in, used as a euphemism, obviously, but that's brilliant. And fusion also good. A few other very obscure words in there, like fusane, which is a type of coal, phonios, which is, well, a fonio is a type of millet cultivated in West Africa. So I think you guys went for the most current and, yeah, most obvious ones. But I don't mean that in a bad way. Just ones that we can all understand.
That's it, son of a. Okay.
We were having a talk about this in the production chat. Would you allow an S on the end of that? Because of course it's with a.
It's usually in combination, isn't it? Yeah. Well, strictly speaking, yes, because there is there's no kind of hyphen getting in the way, saying that can only be used in combination, and it doesn't say in singular. So sometimes I find myself with these kind of slightly tricky decisions whereby the lettering of the dictionary would allow me to pluralize something, but in real life I don't think you'd find it at all, or very often at least. But yeah, I would have had to allow that.
So I met 3 son of us on the way out of the pub last night.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So.
Yes.
There you go. That's 1 for Connor there, or 3 for Connor, because I think.
Connor's getting
there's 3 variants.
By this sort of power of
Happy with that.
Well done, Fred. Nicely snuck in there. We like that one. Okay.
I've been meaning to ask that for so long. So thank you very much.
I just length my arm. I have a list this long, honestly.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to have to get on the phone to Damien afterwards and say, was that the right decision? Because otherwise, if it comes up on the show, I'll be in real trouble. But I can't see anything that would say not.
Yeah.
I mean, with Paul's example sentence, that's definitely the sort of occurrence it would be.
Yeah.
Well, I think the thought was that it might be sons of a rather than son of a.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
But that's not valid either.
No.
So it's strange.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I will leave it with me, but my instinct to say yes, and if it changes, I'll tell you on the podcast.
Thank you very much.
What was that? 6's 94, 84? Yeah?
Yep.
Is that right, Fiona?
That's what I've got, yep.
And we're heading into the final numbers. So, Callum.
I'll stick to my guns and go 3 large and 3 small, please.
3 large, all right. Never know what you're going to get. Could be an easy one, could be a really tricky one. Let's hope for the tricky one. And they are, your smalls are 8, 5, and 7. And your 3 large are 25, 50, and 100. And your target is insulting to guys of your intellect. 192. So, 192, Callum.
Yeah, I've got it.
And Rob?
190.
Callum, take it away.
50 over 25 is 2.
2, yeah.
Yep, times 100.
200.
And take away the 8.
Yeah. Rob?
Yeah, almost the same. I just did 7 minus 5 for the 2.
I think that's 2. Copy that bit. So, we are heading for a crucial conundrum. At least one. This 10-point gap.
Good thing we have 2 conundrums.
We do, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, 29 different solutions to that numbers game. Try and spot them all at home, or do something better with your life.
Sorry to do this again. I did it in the last game. I swear this isn't gamesmanship. I'm going to have to nip to the loo quickly. It's
right.
This isn't gamesmanship. It's I drink a lot of fluids and have a pause.
Oh, you can't look up all possible conundrums now. Anyway, you haven't time.
Yeah, so I'll be back soon. If I don't get back in time for the conundrum, well played, Rob.
I'm going to go for a tactical wee as well.
A tactical. Oh, right. Okay.
Pressure's too much.
We can talk about that.
Literally.
So
I'll do the same.
It's come down to this, folks. We have a crucial conundrum for our ZoomDown Series 2 final. Excellent.
How do you do this? Have they got buzzers at home?
No, they say buzz. We went for the technical option of say buzz.
Okay.
And
Sounds
so
good.
far, most people have managed to say Buzz.
But have you not
great.
had lots of instances where they've said it at the same time?
Not really. No.
I think
Oh,
we've
okay.
had one or
Callum
two
and
controversial
Innes in the
ones.
hyper
But
final. Yeah, Callum and Innes in the hyper final. Basically, when you watch it back, it's impossible to tell who's first.
Yes.
It really was. It was one of those. It was like they went buzz at the same time. So it's very hard to tell. But no, there's usually been. It's Zoom is quite useful, you see, and that's why we sort of started this on Zoom. Was I noticed how it followed the camera, followed the conversation. So whoever talks gets the camera.
Yes.
So if me and you say buzz and you say buzz before me, it'll go to you.
Yeah. Okay. Very clever.
It's worked okay. I mean, we could be jinxing it now. This is the first time we will get a complete dead heat, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, generally the conundrums we pick aren't gonna be insta-solved by both players, but sometimes it happens, you know.
Yeah.
You obviously can't know when you're setting these what they're exactly gonna spot, but
Yeah.
We had a lot of discussion earlier. We had so much bickering.
I am going to
find a good conundrum for him.
I'm going to turn off my camera, write the conundrum on the board, and Fred is going to talk you through the instructions for our new viewers.
Best of luck, boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second that as well. Best of luck, guys. And for the benefit of anyone who's new in the audience, which I'm assuming is the majority, Paul's going to turn on his camera, and then the conundrum scramble will be written on his whiteboard, and these two boys will say buzz if they know the answer. Then Paul will come and ask for the declaration. And best of luck to both of you. It will be a great end to an absolutely fantastic series. Very well done.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Good luck, Callum.
If you are ready.
Well, good luck, Rob.
Good luck, Callum.
Best of luck to the pair of you as we reveal today's crucial ZoomDown conundrum.
Buzz. Remissful.
Remissful. Congratulations, Rob Foster.
Hey.
Very well played. Well played indeed. Not much gets past you, Rob. I'll give you another round of applause for that. I close my music there, so it always happens. So, wow, very well played.
Thanks
Remissful.
so much. I can't believe it.
Susie,
Yeah.
what do you make of that?
Yeah, unbelievable. Well done to Callum. Yeah, amazing performances throughout, and yeah, can't believe it.
Hard luck, Callum. Were you close to it?
I just got to assuming that it would end in full.
Yeah.
Taking me at least another 10 seconds to think of it.
So, Susie, remissful. What do you make of that one?
Yeah. Well, to be honest, I think I would just barely have kind of glimpsed the word, and then would have probably taken a minute and a half longer than Callum. So I would have definitely been last on the list there. But that was just incredible. And just, you know what, this is, I think for me, it's just the perfect articulation of the spirit of Countdown, because Rob and Callum are just such gents, and they're wishing each other luck, and they genuinely take pleasure in the other person's happiness, which gives me one of my favorite words of all time, which is confelicity. They both show confelicity towards each other, which I just think is brilliant. So hats off to both of them. I still can't believe just how relaxed Callum has been all the way through. Apparently,
call from Susie. I'm raging inside.
Yeah.
Don't, because you did.
But you're like a swan. You are. You're like a swan.
You should have seen what we were texting each other in the bathroom. Each other all sorts of names.
Susie, Callum won our hyper event, so he's
yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good.
He's
so
had a win.
All equal.
Yeah.
But you're right, Susie. I mean, like, the etiquette shown in this game is remarkable, and it is. I mean, I always compare it to snooker. Snooker has that sort of, you know, you don't show you're a bad loser. You always congratulate your opponents and call yourself on a foul, etc. If you know done that sort of thing. And I think there's a great sort of, you know, the Countdown has the same thing really. It's got that etiquette, and players are very, as you say, they're very happy for each other.
They genuinely are. It's the same with Sam and Luke, and it's same here. So yeah, brilliant. Congratulations. Now, what I have to ask, what do you win? Is it the kudos, or do you get half a teapot, the lid, or what do you get?
I think they were both winners, because you were the prize. To appear on the call with you was a prize in itself. Getting to this final was, so it really was. I mean, it was a massive motivation for everyone involved. So thank you so much again.
Do you know, I've really genuinely had a ball. So please ask me again.
We will.
And what you haven't noticed is that halfway through, if anyone saw me looking down towards me, I had my daughter kind of crawling in under the desk so she wouldn't be seen to ask me a question, crawling out again. So it's been a family affair and we've loved it. Thank you.
It's usually cats we have kind of.
It was our pleasure. Thanks, Susie.
It's usually cats we have walking across, Susie. That's
But going back to the prize, are you ready, George?
I am ready. Yeah, they do.
Then.
Maybe you would like to announce the winner then.
Yeah, so our Series 2 ZoomDown winner is Mr. Rob Foster. With his not to scale trophy.
Congratulations, Rob.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
The trophy will be on its way to you shortly. I'll message you for your address.
Brilliant.
We would have put a not actual size sticker on like last time, but when Connor got his trophy, it turned out it was actually almost that big.
It was actual size, yeah. Huge. So you've joined your good mate Connor as ZoomDown Champion. Rob, how does it feel?
Yeah, that's very elite company. It's just been a pleasure throughout, honestly. As I said before, like so many of my games with such fine margins, there's pretty much a lottery who would have got through to this stage. So thank you to all of you again. Something that's grown from something so small to getting members of the show and Susie on board. It's amazing, really.
Yeah, it's got a bit of prestige now, Rob, hasn't it? It's mad. Something that just started in my shed it's very. I find that very surreal. But I mean, everyone knew you were always a great player, but it's good to see you're fighting. You've been a fighter this series as well, because you've had to be. People have nearly beaten you, so it's been nice to see the fight coming out of Rob Foster as well.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I didn't have much choice with.
Well, you have it's Callum, yeah. So, Susie, as I said to you, this guy's probably the best player never to appear on your favorite team.
Yes. So when is it going to happen?
I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe he thinks he's too good. You see, we wouldn't want to see him. But I said, Rob, we would love to see you. We would love to see you.
Yeah, and we genuinely. I mean, hopefully, George, I mean, all of you will hopefully testify to the fact that we don't bite and we are quite friendly, and we would absolutely love to have you. So please give it some thought.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah.
We'd love to see you for a fortnight on our screens. We would.
I've only heard good things from people who have gone on the show, so yeah, I'd never want to rule it out. And
it's the highlight of anyone's countdown career is basically is appearing on. We all of us here, all of us who have been on the show, Rob, would swap it, would have another go. Isn't that right, Callum? I mean, you said that as well. You'd love another Octorun. Everyone would love another Octorun, wouldn't they, really?
Because I technically didn't have an Octorun yet, so that's getting a shot at one. But yeah, for sure.
Good. No pressure though, but make sure your application's in very soon.
Yeah. You had a lot of applicants, Susie, over lockdown, didn't you?
Yeah, it was really lovely actually that it started to be watched by not just our sort of very loyal audiences, but new ones as well. People were at home, and also the kids started watching it again. And when Richard and Carol were presenting it, I remember kids would come home from school and it would be on, and that was the time when everybody could get together. And so, there you go. So many of our contestants have said, I grew up watching this with my grandmother or or whoever it was. And that was great because we got some of that spirit back. So it's been brilliant this year, and hopefully reminded people, just as I say, what an addictive game it is, and how many brilliant players we have. It's
a great game, and it's an absolute great game. And there was 2 buses left our school. There was one left at 3 and one left at 3:10, and I used to rush out to get the 3 o'clock one, so I'd be home in time for countdown.
Oh,
so I'm a huge fan of that time slot, and I wish it was back in that time slot.
Yes,
so that
I
the
know.
kids watch it. Because I think it's so good. I
agree.
don't even notice my own children now, but he's nearly 5 and she's just turned 3. But they just see it. It's on in the background. It's not that they're mad interested in watching it. It's still seen as my program, but you can see that they're going, oh, that's an S and that's an 8, and they're just doing that osmosis of picking up letters and picking up numbers, and that's how I started all those years ago watching with my granny. And
I agree, and I think
large tricks.
I think also one of the real beauties of the show is that we choose people because they love the game and because they're good at the game, not because they're brilliant on telly. You don't have to have any kind of brilliant telly skills. I mean, just look at me. But you do. You just have to love what you're doing, and that's what matters. So I think that's quite a special thing about us.
Well, that's very important. I mean, Richard Whiteley always showed that. I mean, that was one of his biggest traits, was just his pure enthusiasm, wasn't it? He was so looking forward to the game every time. And
I know.
I think it's that quirkiness, and that is part of the countdown thing. Sometimes when you can be maybe too professional and it's not countdown, then you need that sort of intimacy and rooting for the players. I like that. I really, really do like that. It's a great sport, and I'm privileged to be part of this community. And this community has grown from strength to strength over lockdown, and it's just been amazing. And so,
well done, Paul, for setting it up. So hats off to you.
You're very welcome. That wasn't just me. It was also in Callum and Fiona and George and Tom.
Well done to everybody, because it was a lovely idea on in the worst of years. So thank you from us as well.
Well, you're very welcome. It's been our absolute pleasure, and we've had two amazing series now, and first one won by Connor Travers, and the second one won by Rob Foster. So not too shabby there, George.
No, just two more needed for a very elusive champion of champions.
Standard, that, wouldn't it, Stephen? I don't know what your stats would be like with that.
Yeah, well, we've got a quick rundown of the series.
Go on.
61 games, 56 players, 11,838 points, 1,163 maxed rounds, 18 crucial conundrums, 15 double centuries, 53 9-letter words, 3 max games.
Yeah, 3 max games. Wow.
One winner, Rob.
One winner, Rob. That's
Rob. And a partridge in a pear tree.
And a partridge in a pear tree. Yes. I was watching that the other night, Alan Partridge. Yeah. They got a partridge in a pear tree. But it's just been fabulous, and I hope the new viewers enjoyed what they saw tonight. We are social countdown. This is our shtick, I suppose. We put it on at 8 o'clock at night, not 2:10 in the afternoon. So you will occasionally see us with a glass of wine or a bottle of beer, but we're not alcos or anything. This is just adults having a little sip of wine. So I know, Stephen, you were going to count up the amount of wine we drank in the first series. I'm glad you didn't do that, because it was literally far too much.
No, the spreadsheet only has about 1 million rows.
I don't know about you, Susie, but wine o'clock gets a little earlier in our house every day. It's a little bit.
I think it's just been. That's lockdown, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it has been shifting earlier and earlier and earlier. But I think it's the same for everyone, and we've all been having our snackcidents as well.
Yeah.
Just.
Thankfully, I bought running shoes just to try and counter that now, to try and get out and get a bit of running in January.
Excellent. So this has clearly been some light amid the gloom. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much, and you have lit up our screens tonight. It's been amazing having you, and it's as you said, if you would do this again, we would love to.
Genuinely, I'd love to.
Sometimes, who could we get to play? Yeah, that would be interesting. Anyone you've always liked to play? Anyone you go, I'd give them a good game.
Are you talking to me?
I am, yeah.
Oh gosh, well, I've never ever thought that, because I know that my maths would let me down. But give me a year, give me some more tuition from Rachel. And
masterclasses from Rachel. Come on.
Yes, I'll be there. I'll play you, Paul. You'll be my first.
Excellent. Yes, I always thought we'd give a good game, Susie, because me and you. I remember when I was on, it was like the words I had with sort of maybe the word you were thinking. So you can sort of similarities in certain styles of play and stuff.
Yes. Yeah,
I think it'd be a good game. I think you'd have the edge, but it'd be a good.
I definitely wouldn't.
On the numbers, but you definitely beat me on the letters, maybe. So
I think this is going to be a long time ahead.
You heard that here first, Susie Dent.
You really didn't.
Someday we did. Okay. So and I say once more thank you to Damien, because Damien intimated that maybe Rachel may be interested in coming over maybe sometime.
Oh, brilliant! That would be great. I'll tell her it's
fun whenever her evenings are a little freer.
Yes.
I imagine she's kind of busy. She'd be quite busy in her evenings at the moment.
Just a little bit, but I'll tell her it's good crack and she needs to come on.
Well, it is good crack, and we have had everyone. I mean, I've had the pleasure of, finishing these up on a Monday and Thursday night, and then the next hour is basically thanks from the contestants, which is brilliant. You get that immediate feedback of them going, I had an amazing time, even though I lost, it was great.
Yeah.
And they loved it, and you can see they were on a bit of a high for the next few days, and
yeah.
It's just been good. It's just been win-win-win the whole way through. What do you think, Callum?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's always enjoyable. I mean, it's a little down on it tonight 'cause it's never nice to lose when you've got your county's colours on display. But
you did them proud.
You're no loser, Callum. You're a serial winner. So like, there had to be. Only one could win this one. So.
And well, I see Rob was similarly repping his chosen geographic location of Christmas Island as well. So someone had to lose.
So yeah, Callum, we will plug your trailer for the ZoomDown documentary that we're going to be doing. So we're going to do a bit of a sort of behind the scenes sort of footage of maybe people like earlier, like before, like in the prelim, before people joining and us explaining the rules and stuff like that, and maybe how we sort of all started ZoomDown and what people think of it and stuff like that. So we have a lot of footage that we sort of need to go through for the next day, and we're going to play that afterwards. We tried it; it didn't really work earlier, Callum, but we'll play that afterwards. And we have a little treat for you to leave.
Yeah. First of all, while we're doing all the thanks and stuff, one that Paul forgot. Massive thanks to all the viewers for sticking with us through everything.
Yeah.
It's obviously this would be completely pointless without you guys. Sure, we sometimes play Zoom games and stuff, but it's really not the same. So thanks for actually sitting down and using your evenings to watch this stuff.
Yeah, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed it, we'll be back in January. If you like some maths, if you like some letters, we'll be back, and our new series starts in February, and we'd love you to either take part or join. So hit subscribe or hit the like button, and you'll get notifications when we're next on. But I'd like to thank everyone that took part in this tonight. So thanks to the whole team. That's Thomas and George and Fred and Fiona, and our two players, Rob and Callum, and Stephen, our statistician, and of course the very special Susie Dent, who has lit up our screens tonight. So it's been absolutely wonderful to have you, Susie. I hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you. I've loved it. Good. Genuinely loved it. So thank you.
So good reports back to Damien then. That's what we're...
Yeah, for sure. I'll be on the blower for him too.
Excellent, excellent. Well, that's good, Fiona. Well, we will wrap it up and we will leave it there. And we will wish you all a very, very happy Christmas. I hope you all have a great week. There's some brilliant countdown on tomorrow and Wednesday. So tune into that to see what happens. And we will leave it there. And we will leave you with a little sing song that we did earlier. So
good night.
Good night. And we'll say
good night.
Good night.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright.